Reminisce. Yeah. I reminisce for a spell.
Dear summer, I know you're gonna miss me. Back at it again. Jack of all spades, CLT. As always, I'm the beloved one, DJ Spellman. To my left, we got the pride of Africa, Ken Wabibi.
Yo, yo, yo. Shout out to all my Africans.
Flanking the right side of the field, we got the boy, Hempstead Borough. They call it the fifth borough, am I correct?
You know, we get called that every now and then.
Yo, Banks on the beat, Lloyd Whitfield.
In the building, glad to be here. You know, we back at it.
Good people of the world. We got a Flashback Friday episode. We're going to call this one Dear Summer. Now, Dear Summer 2005 was a special time for the three gentlemen that you're listening to right now. We all graduated high school. Shout out Olympic.
Barely.
Some of us had to do a little bit of extra time in summer school, but we can elaborate more on that. Also, too, with it being Dear Summer, we got a couple people that's no longer with us that was a big part of Dear Summer when we really solidified this brotherhood. Alicia Wyman, shout out, rest in peace. And the boy Carlos Torres, man, Primo,
Yes,
shout out.
For sure.
So, what we doing today, man, it's kind of like freestyle with it today. Like, Dear Summer, we know what it means to us, and we kind of pulling back the curtain for the listeners. Like, they heard or they've listened to and watched the personal videos that we did to kind of get them some insight on who we are. But let's really tell them about a good time in all of our lives. Like, Dear Summer was crazy, so let's just talk on that. Let's speak on that for a little bit.
Yeah, Dear Summer, more than just us. I mean, period. You know, when it comes to summertime and at the age we had Dear Summer, we was 18.
Yeah, fresh
So,
out
you
of high
know,
school.
summer period is a big day. You fresh out of high school. We going into college. And it's summertime period. It's hot out. People getting in pools. Women wearing less. You know, we out here rocking in these streets. So, you know, you can feel the vibe of what we talking about if you know what summertime mean to you.
True. I mean, Dear Summer is like, that shit for like everything we wanted to have happen. Like, if you want to get this chick, it happened. If you want to go out, it happened. Though I didn't have no car back then in high school, but I got around. Nigga, did you come pick me up?
The line was moving, to say the least. The line was moving.
That shit was crazy, but you want
I mean,
start it off.
just with that being said, man, like, every day was an adventure. Like, I know people say that, but real talk, every day that summer was an adventure. If somebody wrote a script on that summer, it'd be a high grossing film. We might be Black Panther. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, cause the shit was just, it was real, it was raw, it was a mix of everything. It was
Black Panther and Superbad at the
Nigga,
same time.
nah, that shit.
what's the movie with the party at the crib?
Damn, I know what you're talking about.
Project X.
Project X.
Yeah.
No, another one too. It felt like the Entourage for a moment.
Yeah,
That's what that shit felt like.
Oh, nah, no doubt, man, because it was a lot of collaborations. Like, we got the core group, but then it was La Familia, like, for real. We, shout out Fat Joe, shout out Nelson, shout out Manito, like,
Ismail.
yo, Esmalito, Alfredo Colindre de Tela. Like, it was family, man. It wasn't just, it was something that was bigger than all of us, because we were just together. We was living in the moment. Thank God nobody got killed that summer. Thank God nobody went to jail that summer, because we definitely had opportunities for
There's
both.
definitely sometimes you came close.
I mean, but all in all, like, going through that summer, those bonds, those friendships are still here. Like, even though it's 14 years later,
Yeah.
but it's some things you can never take away, like the conversations, just the fellowship, once again the adventures. It was something epic. It was something amazing, and I often tell people that was the best summer of my life. Like, even though now, professional status, doing a lot of good things, but just that lack of responsibility mixed with the friend group, like
that foundation, and it speaks a lot for where we even at now, because it's like, to build it then, and to still have what we have now, and everybody's still around. It's like nobody's really that distant from the group, so you know, and everything still stands. So
True. Although some folks are further apart, but you know we still stay in contact. We got that group chat going. You know, that's just love. And a good ass time.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people, whether it's a good experience or a bad experience, they want to relate things to music. So for me, everybody knows I'm a music head. So I kind of listed some of the music that was popping around that time. So I want to get everybody's thoughts on that.
around
So
that time, here we go. Time machine.
For the first one, I'm gonna start off with on some romantic shit. So that "Tell Me" by Bobby V. Look, let me tell you something. I fell in love with a girl to that song. I remember being with this young lady and playing this song at least 50 million times until she said, "Boy, if you don't cut that shit off," because it was just a dope song at the time.
Ran it out.
You know what I'm saying? It's around the time I met her, so it had sentimental value to me. But does anybody else have a good time from that Bobby V? Like, I know we was with each other around the time, so.
I mean, I'm not really a Bobby V fan, to tell you the truth, though. I mean,
Don't look at him now when he doing stuff with transvestites.
That's what I was getting ready. You know, it's a difference.
That man done changed. Like, we all done changed. You're supposed to have, growth, but he kind of took a step back.
not even. I mean, he cool and all, but I don't know.
Hold on. So what you're telling me is you wasn't rocking with that "Tell Me" back in the summer 2005?
Nigga, nah, I wasn't. I'm not lying to you.
Nah, that song was hard. You tripping, bro.
I wish the viewers could have seen my response. I had to put my hand on my chest. So I was offended.
Banks, you feeling that shit?
Oh yeah, I was with
You was?
that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, nigga.
And I had
That's
just
another
gotten to
one.
my beat shit around then, so Tim and Bob was big right then. That was an ill little time what they had going on.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. Bobby V, I believe he had another record that was out along with that.
Oh yeah, I'm about to look. That's the next track on there. That's "Slow Down."
Yeah.
I just want to get to know you. Look, ladies, calm down. Calm down. I just do this on the podcast. I ain't no singer. I'm not a singer. Let's get that straight. But yeah, "Slow Down." That was definitely a big track during that time as well.
Yeah.
All right. Then of course, the reason why we even call this "Dear Summer," shout out Memphis Bleak. Of course, shout out Hove. It's crazy because that was on Memphis Bleak album.
He ain't even rapping though.
And it was a whole track. It was a whole track.
I'm like, nigga, what like, where is me? Did he write the track?
But if you don't know the track I'm referring to, "Dear Summer," like that, it's so crazy that song came out that summer for us, and what it really did, like it really changed the whole summer because there was good music out, but once we heard that, I don't even know, like back then you was ripping stuff off Napster, LimeWire, like it wasn't how it is now. No streaming really. So I don't even know how we found out about the song.
Trojan virus all day.
Yeah. "Dear Summer" set it off for us. Then for the remix with Jim Jones, like if you ever follow, want to go back into your hip hop history, how Dipset was beefing with Hov and Rockefeller for various reasons, and how Jim Jones came at Hov so viciously in the track. Like both tracks are still classics in my mind. But Hov speaking to what he was about to do with the retirement game and just doing bigger business, and how Jim Jones is like, well, if your bitch is Summer, I'm about to slide in since you about to leave. But then I remember one line in the track, he's like, he say he keep leaving, but I keep seeing this big Maybach right outside your crib. Like, yo.
I'm still here whenever I want to be.
Yeah. He had a little side jab at Nas too, smacking the kufi off.
Yeah. Jim Jones about that life, man. The original kufi smacker. I remember I used to say that around people. They're like, "Yo, what's the kufi?" I'm like, I can't even talk to you. I can't even talk to you right now.
About to find out, bro.
All right, so that was definitely a big track. Now, I know for me and Banks, this is sentimental to us because we was big Dipset fans. But Duke the God released More Than Music Volume 1. And there was some tracks on it. Matter of fact, on one of I don't think you put that out though, that promo video. When you had that J.R. Ryder song.
Oh yeah, I didn't put it out.
Oh girl, like that. Yeah. That was on that album too. Like that album was a compilation album, all of Dipset, but it has some classic tracks on there. The intro is crazy. Like the intro, I'm actually, a lot of people know that I'm writing a book, but that's one of the songs that I talk about in my book. Is that More Than Music, the intro with J.R. Ryder and Hell Rel. Big up BX
I'm a
Burrow.
big Hill Roll fan. I like Hill Roll a lot.
Yeah, man, he the lyrical game, man. Like, this is the thing. Like, a lot of people used to say I was from the North because I listened to, up top rappers. But to me, there's nothing wrong with Southern rappers. But the lyrical content back in the day, it was on a different level. Like, the North niggas was talking about, they was spitting.
They was running shit.
Yeah, like, shout out Wayne, because I think Wayne was the first one that really stepped it up for the masses. But old school Outkast always had lyrics. Like, let me not even front.
Ghetto Boys.
Outkast always had lyrics.
Yeah.
Ghetto Boys, shout out 3-6 Mafia, like UGK. They was spitting, but to me, living in the North prior to coming to North Carolina, I always had love for the up top rappers. I know you feel the same, Banks. You
of course,
you a New York bred dude, man.
That's what the New York brand was built upon. Of course, you always hear people say, it started here. So, there was a foundation, all that's built upon. There's a structure of what rap is, what hip hop is, and everybody wants to stick to that. So, it's the generations change it, obviously, but as it goes on, it's still always that content there. There's stories, there's there's a lot of stuff in hip hop that raised us, period. So
straight up. And moving on down the list, man. Like the single came out. The album didn't come out till the end of summer. But shout out 3-6 Mafia, 666. That Stay Fly when it came out. That was a big tune. That was a big tune for the U.S. for the world. I'm sure
that
people
Willie Hutch?
across. Man, what? See, look, I gotta shout out my boy Banks, man. Like a lot of people don't know, but Banks was real heavy into the music thing, man. He was a Charlotte Kayne, like doing the samples. And I remember one summer we would take a song and research the sample, and I found out about a lot of artists through that whole process of looking at samples, like old school artists, and be like, damn, that shit's tough. Like the sample. So
now I'm listening to the sample instead of the actual song.
Exactly.
It's deeper.
I'm gonna give you the perfect example too. So everybody knows Jada's track, "We Gon' Make It." Like that's a hip hop classic.
A snippet.
Exact. If you knew where Alchemist took that sample from,
That
little snippet.
I forget the artist's name, but the song is called "My Music." Like it's a dope little old school track, but it's a breakdown, and then you hear that do 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 do, and Alchemist took it, flipped it,
and made it into a 6-minute song.
Like shout out ALC. Like if you know me, you know I'm a big Mobb Deep fan. Shout out Alchemist. It's my nephew. But yeah, crazy on the flip. So like Banks said, Willie Hutch. The original track is dope too. If you ever have time to look it up, I forget the name. Oh no! Why did your love turn cold? Like that's how ingrained it is.
You got it.
Yeah.
This nigga said he ain't no singer.
Look,
I beg to differ.
I'm just saying. Goddamn! Shout out to Dream 2 falsetto. Look,
karaoke night tonight, bro.
I'm just saying. Look, I told people I don't do karaoke, but I'm gonna have to change my ways. But yeah, that was definitely a big track.
Shit, you talking about 360? You talking about Jeezy too? That's what I said time too.
That's on the list.
Okay, go ahead.
Featuring your boy Akon. What you talking about? Mama Africa. So much. Look.
Let's go there. Let's get there.
I'm just saying, Soul Survivor. Look, hey, don't kill me, people on the podcast listeners. But I forgot the album title. Give me some help. That first album by Jeezy. What was it called?
Thug Motivation 101.
No.
Look,
Thug Motivation. My trip.
There you go. Soul Survivor. I mean, it has so many tracks on there, to be honest with you. But that Soul Survivor.
I do it for my
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
My boy, shout out to boy Mike Ham, because he always get on me. That first year.
Wasn't on it.
No, look, our freshman year in college, I was like, nah,
I
Jeezy
denied it
is
too
cool.
at first. I had that up north syndrome, and I denied it a little bit.
As soon as I heard that shit, I felt like I was trapping. I was trapping all in the trunk. I was like, nigga, this is my shit. It's my alter ego.
Yo, it's crazy too. Y'all remember how, I'm sure not just in this school district, CMS, but a lot of school districts when Jeezy first came out,
They banned the
Snowman shirts.
Nigga, I gotta nigga. Nah. What? So they had a whole band with the white tee shit, right? And so we all had on there, right? I went into class, and I tried to be smart. I took a tag off the back of my shirt and sewed it on my shirt. I'm like, that's not a plain tee, a little tag right here. O'Neal was like, stand up. ripped the tag off. He was like, go to the principal office. I was like, nigga.
Yo, shout out Mr. O'Neal, man. He wasn't
Shout
playing
out.
no games, man. Like, definitely one of my idols, man. That's crazy. But yeah, man, Jeezy changed a lot though in the rap game. Like,
Can't ban the snowman. That
yeah,
shit-
man. He had the U.S. government on his shit. Like,
really?
I'm sure that was good promotion. I don't know who his team was back in the day, but they was loving all that free press.
I was like, hey, cease and desist using that little USDA shit.
Also big up, man. Boys in the Hood. Like,
Yeah,
that's where Jeezy
yeah.
started. Look.
Either way, I mean, good or bad press is working, you know, and it's helping promote you. So
No,
Exactly.
he actually
NWA.
started. No, he started with Gucci. With I'm so icy.
It's,
yeah.
I'm so icy. Yeah, that's his first big break.
But then they went through some beef or something,
Yeah.
and you know, it's always something.
Some shit.
I'm sure. Hopefully, you know, now
I heard
they
he ain't
good.
paying for the feature.
Yeah, you can't be playing with you can't be playing with the money though. Like, that's first off. But then even going on with Soul Survivor still, you know, when I got to college, it was still summertime. They had a reggae remix, and shout out 534 in Richmond, Virginia. Yo,
Does it still exist?
it still exists, but it's by a different name now. You know, the rebrand.
Of course, right.
But the Soul Survivor reggae remix, you know, it was on by Vibes Cartel and Shabba Rank. So a couple of heavyweights in the game.
Wait, while we on that subject, was this the club you was on the flyer to?
Nah. So let me tell you a little story. Sit down, boys and girls. So I went to the great college of Virginia Union University, the Black U. And there was a school up the street, like literally up the street, VCU, Virginia Commonwealth. That's where I met one of my girlfriends at the time. Like, VCU had them women. Union had them women, VCU had them women. So we was in a good spot if you was a young single person around my college days. So VCU had a party, and they didn't want people from other schools coming, but yet your boy was on the flyer. Like, I still got the flyer in the crib.
Ooh, rapping.
Yo, and I think the song I was dancing to at the time was that that chicken noodle soup.
Oh, yeah,
Chicken
yeah.
look.
We
We was getting it in. They called me Let It Rain and put me on the flyer. But then I took the flyer up there like, yo, I'm on the flyer, I need to be in there. They was like, what school you go to? Nah, nigga. Access was denied with the
on the
quickness.
flyer and then
Yo, I said I feel like I should go back and sue for my likeness.
yeah, you could.
Yo, any lawyers in the building, listen to the podcast. Mr. Jappy, that's JAPPI. Hit the DMs. Let's get this money.
Yeah, right. It's my money and I want it now.
Yo,
JG
JG
Whitworth.
Whitworth. 1-800 cash now. If you didn't know.
You know they're taking 80%.
Yeah, they only give you 20.
We're gonna get some Charlotte lawyers then. Keeping it with the music scene, the boy Cassidy, like, not too many people know I was a former 215 representative. So shout out 215, shout out 267, shout out West Philly, South Philly, North Philly, shout out Allentown. But Cassidy was the lyrical genius, man. Like, before he, you know, ran into some trouble, he was always down for the battle raps. Like, he was gonna feed you, and if you was full, he was gonna feed you some more. But he dropped the album I'm a Hustler. Shout out that first track, The Problem versus The Hustler. Definitely a track that, you know,
Alter ego.
laced my summer.
Hey, what was the Freeway Cassidy
Battle?
battle? Was that the same summer or that was?
No, that was before. That was
That's
really
before
what,
But
Yeah.
that launched his career though.
yeah, that's really what put Cassidy on.
Put a
Like,
beat on.
yeah.
Put a beat on.
There you go, man. You can't put a beat
I
on.
still remember that track, man. Like,
Yo, and the effortlessness that Cassidy was rapping back at him was like,
Yeah,
he
it's
knew
crazy.
it was over. He's like, here, okay, since you want to keep going and your boys are pumping you up.
yeah, man. Like, shout out Cassidy, man. Another track, man. Like, I don't care what anybody has to say about this next artist, but for a period in time, he was running the rap game. He was running the rap game. He was running the pop game. He's a good producer, and I heard he's got a TV show coming out. T-Pain. I'm Sprung.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you ain't rock with that
shit
track,
Okay.
get out.
was- Everybody was, bro. Nigga.
I mean, I know he had I'm a Stripper. Like, I'm in love with a stripper.
That was after that.
I don't know which one
What was
came
Bartender?
first. No, that was later.
That's way later.
That was later, but I think it was either I'm Sprung
I'm Sprung
or
is
I'm in
first.
love.
First.
No.
I'm in
Is
lo-
it?
Look, It's between them two. But I know I'm Sprung came out that summer.
I think you're right. I think it's I Sprung is first, and then it's I Love the Stripper. Yeah. That shit was.
Tallahassee Pain.
Yeah, man.
Changed the whole.
Auto-tune. Auto-tune all the way back.
What's the old school group that used the auto-tune
Devin
at?
Roger.
Like, he took
Computer
it.
Love.
And ran with it.
Come on, bro.
No, I forgot the artist, but I knew it was Computer Love because everybody knows Fabulous is my favorite rapper. And the Fab remix to Computer Love, if you listen to that, man, what? Man, what was the girl? Baxter. She was a video vixen back in the day. Yeah, it was Baxter. Esther Baxter.
Yeah, there it is.
Man, I wouldn't late shot with the lyrics, but y'all ain't ready for that. If you ain't a Fab fan, you ain't ready for that, man. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, girl. I don't mean the button, and I ain't trying to make a scene or nothing. But you got a face I'd have seen in magazines or something. Some kind of legs that the model's been seen was strutting. Some pretty brown eyes, and I seen them coming in my direction. But I mean, it's nothing. If you have another man or have other plans other than cruising the city with this brother, man.
Hey, man.
I'm just saying.
Nigga said he don't sing, he don't rap.
I'm just saying, it's like the Holy Spirit take over. Nah, but that song, I would listen to that song on repeat. Like, I know we talked about the dating and talk about our own personal gains, but a lot of my game came from listening to like artists like Fab and stuff like that. Man, yeah. Big up Fab.
Nah, you don't want Fab game now though. That shit, nah. That nigga.
I mean, you know, he going through a little controversy, man. You know,
We're in a different place now.
you know, look, this was 14 years ago. He wasn't dealing with no controversy back then.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Loso's way still, man.
Forever that.
All right, now, a lot of people know about this artist. Like this, if we talk about controversy, this is Mr. Controversy right now. The Massacre dropped 2005, summer 2005. If you know, F50, a.k.a. Ferrari. What can you say, what can you not say about that dude?
That you don't want to own no money.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Worse than IRS.
Yo, straight up. You thought Uncle Sam was bad. What about Uncle 50?
Yeah, right.
Curtis.
You don't want beef with him either. You might pull up at your mom's job and film her while she's working.
And post it.
The internet was way different then, bro.
Take the kids shopping.
Oh, man.
For real. Baby moms, come on, man.
Yeah. Then the stuff he got going on with Thierry Marie, like, just pay the boys money, man. Like, the course that you got to pay, just pay.
Yeah, just come off that.
Because you know he going to be on it, IG live in it.
Yeah, if he don't get it, he feel like he got to get it out you some way, so he going to come after you on the internet.
Crazy, man. But that whole album, I feel like there's not a whole lot of albums that you can listen to cover to cover. But the Massacre, definitely.
Nah, ain't the Massacre. You mean the first joint? The first joint was Get Rich or Die Trying. That shit, you listen to from cover to cover.
But that was
Bro,
like,
the Massacre.
that was before Dear Summer.
It was before this summer, but it's the same. Yeah.
Nah, but the Massacre, go back and look at the track list. You be like, damn.
You right.
Damn, like,
my shit was riding music. That was my shit, nigga. I remember you was driving your truck.
This is what you call riding music. All the gangsters is riding to it, nigga. I mean, if it wasn't gangster, but nigga, we still riding to that shit. Yo, Baltimore Love thing. I mean, he had the little bubblegum track, Candy Shop, but you know, you still fuck with it, but you wasn't trying to listen to that shit. Yo, but he had work on it.
Squad on, and then he had to beg for mercy. So
man,
you know that changed a lot after that.
Yeah, man.
Beg for mercy was real different.
Yeah, man. Now, like you seen in my personal video, I'm a big proponent of bachata. So if you don't know Aventura, like once again, you must leave. You must leave the building because I don't understand why you don't know who they are. But they dropped a project. It's called God's Project. Dear Summer 2005. They had a lot of tracks, man. Like our song, Angelito. Like they are one of they're the godfathers of bachata. Anybody doing it right now, they took lessons from Romeo. They took lessons from Aventura. Of course, they had people that set the framework for them, but more good music around that summer.
Was there a star that came out of that group that's now?
Oh yeah, everybody know Romeo.
Okay, all right.
They know that track that he got with Drake. That's probably what set up. I mean, he was already. Matter of fact, even before then, he had the track with Usher. He was
star then.
He had that track with Usher that everybody fuck with. Then of course when he did it with Drake, it just brought him into a whole nother generation of people.
Yeah, he was like the Timberlake of
Let y'all have
bachata.
that, cause I ain't down versing the bachata.
Man, you gotta look. No, don't let this brother lie to you. I done seen him many times on the dance floor getting it in.
Yeah, when the music hit, he's a little different when the music
when
hit.
the alcohol hit.
Both hit at the same time, 1, 2.
It'd be a combination of both. Look, we don't judge though. We don't judge. You do
You
your
gotta
thing.
think with your feet. That's all.
But I will tell y'all a little, personal story. When the boy YBB get drunk, you gotta carry this nigga somewhere. It's like 200 pounds of fucking raw beef. Like that shit is not moving.
Yo,
He needs some
dead
milk.
weight.
Shit be crazy.
But before he even gets there, he turned the party up. He
Yeah.
was known to make sure that you was dancing with
Nigga, we
somebody
had-
if we had the party.
We have
He was
fun.
known to make sure.
I ain't
that.
me now though. I ain't doing that shit. But back then, nigga, we had fun. Like, you dance on the bitch. You dance on the bitch. You trying to dance? Come here.
He was the Oprah in the club. Like you get a bitch. Yo, but shout out them. We've all matured, but shout out them club days back then. Like Forum.
Yeah.
I think Alley Cat was later, but there was a spot. No, Music Factory wasn't even
It wasn't
there
there,
right
nah.
there. But it was basically Forum.
Yup.
There was no Epicenter. Like it was just house parties. Like it was spots to go to. But
We gotta big up
Crush.
Alley Cat too. 'Cause shit, nigga, done broke the whole DJ set thing down.
Oh, I remember when you did that.
you did that. What you talking about?
I remember when you did that.
You did that though.
A couple of them pictures from that night still exist, by the way.
Oh, that was their summer.
Nah,
I don't
wasn't
know
that
if
one-
it's summer or not, but
That that picture I'm talking about.
which one?
That one when Matt's in it,
Yeah, that-
Will's in it, like. That
Oh, nah, that wasn't this summer.
Okay,
That
I was
wasn't
about
this
to
summer.
say.
Nah. Clothes are fitting a little different by that point. They wasn't baggy.
Those
then.
are back. Yeah, you're right.
I'm
Shout
looking
out,
at them dear
shout out that
summer
whole
pictures.
wave. Yo, I wear size 32. Back then, I was wearing 40s. Like,
That's for 44 Jabot.
yo, shout out Jabot. If you ain't had a Jabot with the matching forces, nigga,
straps.
you wasn't doing nothing.
The jerseys, nigga.
Yep.
Some of the jerseys.
Throwbacks.
Banks.
Size
Jersey
3X,
plug.
size 56, 58 to your knees.
Man.
Come on, man.
Yo, I still got a Charles Wilson jersey size 60. If I put it on today, it looks like a dress.
You gotta tuck it in. You gotta tuck it
Yo,
in.
if I tuck it in, it looks crazy. I look like I'm a nun. Like, that shit goes to my fucking ankles.
I had a Larry Bird Boston joint throwback. And I gave that shit away. I don't know who I gave it to. I gave that shit away. I should have kept that shit though. But yeah, Mitchell and Ness, Larry Bird joint. Like, man.
Shout out Mitchell Ness once again. Philly's own.
That's crazy because even that throwback thing came from the hip hop at that time. Like
Yeah.
everybody then was wearing them, so that's what we was wearing. And then we found a plug to get those, and then we did something else that turned into a job opportunity in that summer. And you know it,
We was making money.
we was turning up.
Me and the boy Banks was interstate trafficking, man. We took a little trip. We took a little trip to New York, man.
I like that term.
Back in the day, man. Shout out Manhattan. Shout out to
Canal
walking up
Street.
many flights of stairs to go to the spots where they was selling any and everything. We was getting the jerseys for the low, bringing them back to Charlotte, and selling them to the classmates.
let me take them back on Canal Street a little bit because that's a big history thing. Like even now, like one of my friends, she was just up there. I think she was in like a Chanel store or something like that, and she was taking pictures and sent them to me. And the inside of the Chanel store looked like one of them spots that we went into now. So they're like paying homage back to that time.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right. Even my pops used to shop at Canal Street, and like it's a history of years that's been going on. Where, all right, you want some designer? All right, you ain't gonna get the real one, but you get you something that look real good and close to it.
The B grade.
Yeah, and you're gonna
Great
pay probably
value.
about 30%, maybe 20% of what that price actually is. Sometimes less. You might pay 10% if you get the right person. You buy about 10 or 20 of them. So that's how the game went back then. But yeah, that's what you would do if you wanted to kind of line up and you want the new Jordans or you want these Forces or you want throwbacks and jeans and I mean for the females you want your apple bottoms, you want your baby fat, like they had all that in there. But yeah, we had that opportunity. We went up there, man, and we kind of jumped on the scene. That was also the time I remember Fat Joe bought that Jesus piece. Now listen, I wouldn't buy jewelry there. Because, that can have a medical, you could break out on your neck and it turn green. Then you got a whole nother issue. But homeboy did the fly shit. He lit it on fire like that was supposed to do something to a Fat Joe. Like, yo, it's real. Nigga, that shit turned green before he left New York.
For real. Yo, Fat Joe, grandma had us sleeping on the floor. Like, she didn't love us. She didn't love him. That was her grandson.
Yeah, she had an attitude as soon as he got there.
Yo, I was better off sleeping in the lobby. Like,
I was going to stay with y'all that night, and I was like, I'll take my chances trying to figure out this subway and get back to Long Island tonight.
Shout out to the Metro.
Which, it took me 3 hours, and I was on the phone with my cousins and my aunt until I got there. But yeah, I found my way there.
Yo.
Builds character.
Niggas was trying to sell, niggas was picking up Metro cards off the floor trying to sell them to me. I'm like, bro.
Gotta love New York.
I mean, yo, I know a little something. I ain't that stupid.
But yeah, man, we definitely had job opportunities from that. Selling stuff out the trunk of my car, man. It was fun times. Tax free. Uncle Sam, please leave me alone.
Hey.
Leave me alone.
Statute of limitations.
Yo,
It's Delaware when we selling shit.
we good. Look, we was selling jerseys. We was selling what they call broccoli nowadays. We was selling CPUs.
CPUs.
We had everything you needed. Shout out to boy Freaky Ziggy. 2 for $5 purple tops. We had what you needed.
One-stop shop. One-stop shop.
Yo, straight up, man. Like, another one. I mean, this didn't happen during Dear Summer, but shout out the boy, rest in peace, Marco Pagis, man. He rocked with his hard body, man. Like, he was getting items from us. Like, that's my boy Mike Hamp's cousin, man. Like, it's still love, man. Like, we got love for that boy, man.
Always.
We called him white boy, man. He was a light-skinned dude.
Light as fuck.
He was white. He basically was white. We gonna shout that boy out, man. We ain't gonna forget nobody, man.
Yeah, T.I. definitely spoke for him in his generation at the time, right?
He really did.
He was tip.
Yo, if he wasn't,
and everything.
if he wasn't on the
He used
lead,
to wear the hat too. Like, how you do that?
that boy was on the tongue. That boy was, yo.
Nigga.
Shout out, man. Then, recently we just celebrated another one of our friends that's no longer here with us. I mean, it wasn't Dear Summer, man, but since we're going through the laundry list of people, man, like our boy Tony Tran, man.
Fat Tony.
Yeah, man. The water horse, man. Like, you gotta ask
Big
me
Tony.
off air, like BDT.
BDT.
If you don't know what it stands for, you gotta hit me in the DM. Like, I can't put it on wax. Like that's my boy Jimmy. Jimmy, Johnny, Tommy, Kathy, Linda. Like this family, man. Like we got love for Vietnam. Like that's our family. But
always and forever.
Yeah, man. We just celebrated him the other day at the cookout, man. I know if you see some of the posts, man, it looked like the Fast and the Furious. How we did it at the cookout, man. That's really us though, for real. Like that's no cap right there. Like our friend group is very diverse, man. It's not even a friend group, man. It's our family.
Yeah.
Like everybody will do whatever they can do for any one of us, man. So yeah, man. So I can start us off with a story.
Go ahead.
From Dear Summer.
Go ahead.
Best summer of my life. So. Me and one of our close friends. Should I put his name on wax? Should I just put it out?
Go ahead.
Protect the innocent.
He did summer.
All right.
He part of the
So the boy is Malito. Catracho.
Shout
out.
Yeah,
Fulanito.
Yeah, man. 1 to 27. That's the old school name. He was a big Steve Atwater fan. Like, he loves Steve Atwater. So me and the boy Ismail had these young ladies in the Gallant. So we taking them all around Charlotte. We taking them to Brook Hill. Shout out Randall. We taking them to the hood. They ain't never been to the hood. We taking them to the hood. We riding around late night, summer, feeling lovely. Take them back to Ismail's spot. I don't know how this happened, but I ended up being on Ismail's bed with one of the young ladies. He's on the floor with her friend. Once again, this is his spot. I'm on his bed.
Courtesy.
Good house guest.
Bro, appreciate it.
Good house guest.
So things get to popping, or for one of us at least. And so things happen on his bed. And I might have leaked some of my DNA onto his bed mattress and covered the sheets and all that.
Let him know.
I let him know. Okay. But it's just funny because he was not getting it popping and I was getting it popping on his bed. So that's definitely something I'm always
That's a
going to
real
remember.
friend. That's a real friend. No question.
I'm sure he looks back and like, damn, I could have got some fun too.
You gotta listen in though.
Imagining.
Yeah. But just speaking on stuff like that, like dealing with the the fairer sex, you know.
Yeah.
That summer, I met a beautiful young lady, man. Like, I think that introduced us to a whole another side of Charlotte that we wasn't really used to. Because when I met her, we started going on that side more often.
We didn't really dive into other schools and people with the other schools like that until we started. Yeah,
True.
that was
And
the
this,
beginning of
look,
that.
I'm never gonna forget this story, man. Like the way I met her, I gotta put it on wax. So we was in Carolina Place Mall. Shout out, well, they doing better now. I know back in the day we used to call it Stupid Place because it wasn't hitting on too much. But the weekends, of course, you in high school. It's either the movies or the mall. You know, shout out Trade Winds back in the day.
Carowinds if you get into
True.
Oh,
We
you
used to sneak our way in there.
Nigga,
Yeah.
I have a story about that shit with me and Farad.
We get to that after this story. We don't let us forget. But let me tell you about how I met this young lady. So I catch her in the mall. She's with what I thought was her mother. It ended up being her sister. And I came up to her. I'm like, listen, I know you're in front of your mom, but I think you nice. Like the boy was bold. Like I don't got game, but I do a little bit. And she was like, oh well, that's my sister. After that, it was like fucking green lights flashing. Yeah, straight up. And that I still got feelings for that young lady, man. I hope she know that. That's why I'm putting on wax.
To this day.
If she hear it, to this day, shout out Deontay Wilder. But listen, whenever him and Joshua fight, I'm going with Joshua. You know I was born in the UK. I can't go against my brother.
Yo,
I can't go against my
lost
brother.
an old buddy, my man.
Yo,
He's from Mexico, right? You from Mexico? Where you
Yeah.
from? Yeah.
Ruiz.
You from Mexico.
Hey, you know they got. I think I seen something the other day. I don't know if it was just a not real site, but they got round 2 scheduled.
Oh, for real?
So you already know Joshua gonna come and get that title back.
You think so?
I hope y'all know that.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
try.
Shout out to UK them. I'm just saying
You need to. Get his face back.
he gonna get it back.
Like Randall say.
Get his face back. He gonna get it back though. Come on, man. Shout out to UK. But hold on.
I don't see it happening, but I feel you. Go ahead.
Let's hear the story about Carowinds because me, Ismail, and Carlos got a few stories about jumping the fence there.
Nigga, the same shit. So nigga, this is during like what's that shit called in October? That shit called Scarowinds. It's Scarowinds. I get up with Farad, and I think I took my mom's car with the Farad crib. I picked them up. We went to Carowinds. We parked in the middle. You got the north gate, you got the south gate. We parked in the middle. And so I'm thinking like we're gonna pay, but I don't know how we're gonna pay because I ain't got no money. So like I think Farad got me. He like, nigga, want to jump this fence. I'm like, for real? He like, take off. We started taking off, running to the fence. I took off, running to the fence. We scaled that bitch. We ran through the season pass area until we got to the crowd. We started walking. We was in there like, god damn, that shit was crazy.
You know how many times me and the boy Ismail did that shit? I think
Ishmael
Well, we
jumped.
finally figured out when they stamp your hand and you can do this,
You
you
rub
can
it off?
tag each other's hands
Look.
and kind of get that shit to rub off.
Let me speak for a certain part of the population,
Yeah.
like me and YBB. We too dark for that shit. We are too dark for that shit.
You're right. That shit.
Don't give me no secondhand stamp. No, I'm gonna use my athletic ability and I'm gonna jump over this fence. I mean, definitely don't live my life like that these days, but
Well, I'm about 2 shades out of the sun from y'all. But yeah, it worked for me. And, you know, I was glad to find that out.
that's like when I go to a spot now and if you leave it like, yo, let me stamp you just in case you want to come back. I'm like, yo, stamp me about 3 to 4 times because the boys
under the
you know,
wrist.
I got more melanin than some people.
Yeah, you used to put that helicopter landing pad on you at the club. Big ass X on your hand.
Yo, but see that worked in my favor back then. Because when they put that X on my hand, I was so dark you really couldn't tell. So I could probably get something at the bar.
True.
Like you couldn't wash it off either. Like,
Yeah, they was tripping. That's crazy though, man. Like, dear summer.
So much shit happened during that summer. It's crazy. And it's crazy too, because during that period of time, like, I wasn't in a relationship in that period of time. But it just seemed like shit, I don't know, like all the girls who wasn't really feeling me in high school, that shit turned full circle in the summertime. Like, nigga, where this shit coming from?
There's a lot that turned over after you graduated. Like, now you get, okay, yeah, I feel you.
It's funny that you
We're
say
still
that,
in, like,
YBB.
nigga, get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy. So look, no lie. I was looking at my yearbook from then, and all the chicks that was like leaving their number say, "Yo, we should link up."
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I had no idea these chicks was even feeling me back then. But then when it gets to the end of the year, it's like, well, shit. I'm trying to see what's up.
I gotta see you in the hallway every day, so you know now the energy different.
Yeah, hey. Shout out them good old days, man. Even shout out to the class of 2019, man. Like, y'all don't know this, but y'all got your whole life ahead of you. Like, don't play with these times. Like, cherish these moments, but at the same time, like, 2019, you got so much opportunity. You got so much more opportunity than we had even 14 years ago.
True.
Like, the internet has leveled everything.
Wait, how many years ago?
14, my G.
Damn. Say it one more time.
14.
Damn, my hearing going away.
Yeah, look, you getting old, my boy. That's what happens.
Knees go bad.
Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, my neck. My back. My neck.
Y'all fucking saying, because I know I just came off an injury. Motherfucking
Is it healed yet? It's been how many weeks?
Man, it's been like a few months, but yo, no lie, I do community service with the kids on Saturdays, and it was a group of high school students at a, there's some good athletes. High school students, they're a lot more younger. Well, I'm not gonna say more athletic. They're a lot younger. So they was talking junk like, yeah, we see you come to the school, you got the shirt and tie on, you ain't no athlete. So you already know I was triggered because y'all know me. I'm an athlete. I'm not gonna let no little punks talk no shit about no sports and not let me put in work. We got on the court. I'm gonna say it like this: we lost, but I was putting in that work. I felt like Hoodie Mello out that bitch. And at one point, I tried to jump with one of the young boys, and my knee popped, like legit popped. Like I should have went to the emergency room, but I ain't no bitch.
That shit was like, think again.
You're playing through the pain.
Yo, I toughed it out, but when I got in the car trying to drive home,
He gonna cry in the car.
yo, straight up. And I was down for a good few months, like 2.5 months.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Bad.
Yeah.
The muscles is different, bro.
Yeah,
Ain't
when you-
overnight.
That bounce back game is different. That's what it is. Nigga, you should be young and hurt something. 3 or 4 days, you good.
Yo, for
That shit
real.
now like 4, 5, 6 months.
A lot of you now that I was cutting the grass, there's a little ditch in my yard, bro. I stepped in it, I sprained my I twisted it and it didn't feel that bad. It was like, okay, I'm cool. Bro, the next day,
That shit was
it was amazing because I didn't even feel it that day. The next morning, bro, I was like, yo, what the fuck happened? I forgot I was stepping that shit. Like, yo, man, that shit reacted a whole nother day later. Shit was overnight like Amazon.
Yeah, man. But shout out, like I said, shout out to youth. You better enjoy these years to once you get our age.
Hell yeah, enjoy that health.
enjoy the time, cultivate those friendships,
Man,
the opportunities. Don't get in too much trouble. That shit is
it'll catch up with you.
catch up with you.
Nah, but like you said, cultivate those friendships, man. That's
Yeah.
all that is networking, man. Like that's what we doing still. Like the people that you meet, man. J Electronica, Exhibit C. He said in that song, you either build or you destroy. Like every time you meet somebody, you got an opportunity to build something or take away. Like you meet somebody you don't know and you just being disrespectful, talking shit, you are destroying a potential partner in business,
Absolutely.
a potential friend, somebody that can link you to your next, girl or your next boy. Like you don't know who people know, and then you just miss out on that opportunity.
That's true.
Just by carrying negative energy.
For real.
So once again, thank you to all the listeners that are listening to the podcast. But this is the time where we got to pay the bills and go home. So once again, you listen to the sounds of the beloved one, DJ Spellmon.
Proud of Africa, Kim Wabibi. Shout out DRC, Naja Boys.
And me Banks on the beat, Blue Water Banks.
Nice. So if you don't know by now, you can follow us at Jack of All Space CLT on IG. And for the podcast to get it directly to you, we're streaming on all platforms. You can go to anchor.fm, you can go to Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and there's a few others. Once again, if you go to Anchor, you can see all the platforms we're streaming on. Like, subscribe, share, listen, do what you have to do. We're providing good content to the world. Tell your mother, tell your father, send a telegram. All right, we out.